Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Nazreen Sultana. Today, in this video, I will discuss why understanding academic culture is crucial in teaching. Studies have shown that misunderstanding about different educational practices can result in lower academic achievement. First, let me give you an example. Many students in your class may struggle with collaborative work. Some students may end up doing most of the work, while others may not participate at all. This often leads to challenges in teamwork. Another example is that some students may not feel confident speaking in front of the entire class, even if they know the correct answers. Understanding these cultural differences can help create a more inclusive and effective learning environment. So, what is the problem? The simplest answer is that students from different academic or cultural backgrounds may feel stressed about understanding new expectations. Lascott and Peters 2021 note that the difficulty of the academic cultural adjustment process depends on how different the host culture is from the student's original culture. In our classrooms, we have students from different backgrounds. Many students may come from a different schooling system and cultures where they were expected to behave in a certain way. Academic culture refers to our internalized behaviors, values, beliefs, and worldview about school and education. For example, education systems in Canada focus on individualism and critical thinking. Students are encouraged to think critically, express their opinions, and engage in problem-solving activities. We ask in the class, "What do you think about this idea?" However, a first-generation student who is technically a domestic student may have spent a significant portion of their time in a country where the focus is on high-stake tests, not on critical thinking. This student will face a steep learning curve because their internalized values conflict with the values of the Canadian education system. One theoretical framework that highlights the importance of understanding academic culture is Culturally Relevant Pedagogy, or CRP, by Gloria Ladson-Billings. CRP has three main components. 1. A focus on student learning and academic success. Culturally relevant teachers hold high and transparent academic expectations and meet students where they are. They know the content, they know the learner, and they know how to teach the content to the learner. 2. Cultural competence skills. The teacher uses their students' culture as the basis for learning and helps students recognize and honor their own cultural beliefs and practices while accessing and learning about the wider world. 3. Support students' critical consciousness. Culturally relevant teachers will encourage the students to develop the ability to identify, analyze, and solve real-world problems. Gloria states that a common misconception when engaging with CRP is believing that successful teaching is primarily about what to do. The truth is that successful teaching is primarily about how we think about our student, their communities, and broader social context, and about our curriculum, our instruction, and our role as teachers. So CRP is beneficial for teaching all students in our classroom because CRP invites inclusive teaching pedagogy and teaching mindset. If you think deeper, universal design learning principles also support culturally relevant pedagogy. CRP also addresses the diversity that the teachers bring to the classroom. Now you must be wondering what an application of CRP may look like to address the students' diverse academic and cultural backgrounds. I'll offer 3 examples you can use in your practice. 1. Learn about the student's background. The more you know about your students, the better you can manage and engage them. In the first 3 weeks of the class, use 5 minutes icebreaker activities to establish rapport with the students. For example, in your sales class, you might learn that you have a student from Newfoundland. This knowledge can help you incorporate examples from Newfoundland in the context of retail and sales, making the material more relatable to that student. 2. Adapting your class activity. In your classroom, you noticed that some students were not participating in the class-wide discussions. By learning about their cultural background, you discovered that in their cultures, students are taught to respect authority by listening rather than speaking out. Now, you can adopt their approach by incorporating more small group discussions and peer-led activities, which encourage the student to participate more actively. You also may use sticky notes for individual students to share their ideas by writing and posting those notes anonymously only to you. 3. Teaching students about the expectations. From the beginning of the course, clearly communicate the expectations to your students. It is interesting to note that in many other languages, the word expectation does not equate to a requirement. For example, in Bangla, which is my first language, expectation implies that one has the option not to follow expectations if one wishes. So it does not have a sense of must do. In a diverse class, discuss how not meeting these expectations can impact their success in the course and professional world. Make sure to share the expectations both verbally and in writing. Students will, of course, adjust to the academic system gradually, but as a teacher, we can make their journey meaningful and impactful. And please do not assume that all the students in the class have the same kind of adjustment or struggles. If you have any classroom-related challenges, please contact our teaching and learning consultant for support.